It's no secret that in leagues all across Europe, fans have become disillusioned with the experience of attending live football games. As ticket prices continue to soar and more seats are given over to corporate sponsors, ordinary fans are increasingly being kept away from stadiums, and those who can afford to go are faced with an atmosphere that is often less than electric. On our travels, we've found places all around the world where the crowds are still as intense and exciting as ever. But often there's a correlation between that atmosphere and the standard of football on the pitch. The better the atmosphere, the worse the football. But there is one country where they seemingly get everything right. I am of course talking about Germany, where the football is quality, the stadiums are always full, and the atmosphere is electric. I want to go and find out what it is that they're doing that makes it so good, and see if there's anything that can be done to reverse the trend in stadiums across the rest of Europe. All of which means I'm gonna have to go watch some serious football. Let's do it. For my first stop, I've come to Hamburg, where I'm finally going to experience the legendary atmosphere of St. Pauli. Known the world over for their left-wing politics, their punk ethos and their riotous atmosphere, St. Pauli are a great example of everything that makes German football great.
St. Pauli is the name of the district here, just around the harbour, the world famous Reeperbahn is.
St. Pauli is well known that there's no racism, right-wing hooliganism, stuff like this.
Against racism, against sexism, against homophobia. To not discriminate against people no matter of color or gender or sexual orientation.
There's so many things that make this club special.
St. Pauli, now you're known for your political ethos and basically the identity of the club, but where did this come from? My understanding is that something happened in the 80s regarding the district itself. And
that was when the other Hamburg club had a lot of problems with racist hooligan stuff, and a lot of former Hamburg fans didn't go anymore to this club, saying I can't stand side by side with Nazis in a football ground.
Then there was genuine St. Pauli fans who liked the club, but at the time the club was more or less like any other, and they were very active in the squatting movement, in the left-wing movement. And then at the time when in the Harbour Street in Hamburg, the city threatened to evict people, a big squatting movement and protests took place until finally the city gave in and basically gave the houses to the people. They transferred this spirit into St. Pauli, supported politics in the fan and club environment.
Of course, when these people like me and others went to the football, we didn't give our brain away at the entrance door. So then we said, it's nice, but we want cheaper tickets for unemployed. We don't want that the merchandising store sells any right-wing stuff. And then we got organized, we founded the fan scene and so on, and it was growing and growing and getting stronger and stronger, and that result.
We're coming back, we're coming back, we're coming back to you, and we're never gonna go away again. Hold on a little longer, try a little harder, so we all get there together.
how does the club maintain the principles that it so strongly holds?
I think the most important part on that are the supporters, but we're a democratic club. We have 20,000 members, about 7,000 of them do active sports, 13,000 are supporting the club.
The identity of St. Pauli is shaped integrally by the supporters and the fan base, what makes the fan base and what the fan base represents.
The fans are the most important part of the FC St. Pauli. They made the club a special club.
When you become a member of St. Pauli and you go to the annual membership meeting, you can have actual votes.
We put forward candidates for the supervisory board from within the membership, so within the supporter base at the end of the day. and also for the board itself. So now we have a situation where I think from 7 people within the supervisory board, 5 come from the heart of the active fan base of St. Pauli.
The approach of the presidency is to work more collaboratively, to show people that you can stand on your values and still being professional.
It creates a much closer relationship between the club and the fans, because obviously the fans feel more responsible for the well-being of the club and vice versa.
The story of St. Pauli is as much as anything the story of fans sticking up for themselves. When the club made decisions that they felt compromised their integrity, they made themselves heard. They protested, they boycotted, and ultimately they were able to effect the changes that they wanted in the club that they love.
Actually, we have these LED screens when you can send a text message during the match and read your text on the LED screen.
It was really distracting from the game, and we always think that football, for these 90 minutes, football is paramount. You know, football and support from the stands, that's what it's all about, not some bullshit.
It was the last match before the winter break, and the people, the supporters got together in the internet, and we're connecting in the internet, and this is where the supporters, the social romantic movement came from.
If you translate word by word, it's social romantics. People will think in a romantic way about social achievements, which is a totally stupid expression, but because the former president put them on the group of people who was against too much commercialization, etc., they simply picked it up and made it their label, their own name.
We take the symbol, the skull and crossbones symbol, which came from the supporters and was taken by the club, and now it's an official club symbol. We just take it back, but instead of making it black and white, we just make it red and black, and we have a strong symbol to show the club that we don't like the club to go in this direction. The club had to react to this and was reacting very fast and said, well, okay, we made a mistake there, so sorry for that one, we just take them down, and from that they started to talk again to the social romantics and to us, and from that on I think it became better and better.
One of the reasons that fans were able to do this is because of the way that German football clubs are structured.
In Germany we have the 50+1 rule. Historically all clubs are member associations, so they're member owned, and as a supporter you can become a member of your club.
When you become a member of St. Pauli and you go to the annual membership meeting, member meeting, you will have a vote.
And this gives the fans as the highest entity, or the members as the highest entity of the association, a really important power over what the club does and how it's run. That's what I think is the greatest difference towards countries where fans don't have no possibility to actually develop that sense of responsibility. It draws you closer to the club because you obviously know what's going on, why the money is spent in which ways, and what also the constraints are that you have if you want to run a club successfully.
You were there for the start of Fanladen. Do you want to tell me a bit about it exactly?
That was the end of the 80s when St. Pauli was growing and much more supporters came into the stadium, and I was asked if I want to build up like a fan project, and for us it was clear we need a base, a venue as a supporters meeting point, not only for match days, also during the week.
At the Fanladen, where we are here now, we don't only do like youth work and social work, but we also organize trips for the away trips for the supporters. We have the supporters clubs organization here in the Fanladen, etc., etc. So this is kind of unique for St. Pauli, that you always have a stronger connection to the fan base.
I think it's really important that it's not just a pub, but that it's a space where other things can take place as well, where you can gather, where you are independent in how you want to use or run your premises. For us, this project, the Fanräume, was a really, really important one. We worked for it over quite a few years. It was 400,000 euros that the fan base collected and the fans donated towards this initiative. That it's now actually a reality is incredible. And I think this gives us a lot of independence.
The supporters wanted these rooms. The supporters raised the money and bought the rooms off the club, and so this is all supporters made, yeah. As you might imagine, when you wander around these rooms and when you come here tomorrow when there's the match day, you will see that this is like the beating heart of the supporter scene.
What makes St. Pauli's match day different to any others, and what will I see tomorrow?
The match day is not about 90 minutes football. You feel it in the district, that there's like something going on the streets, into the people, that you feel the vibes.
You will have people of all age standing tomorrow. You will have the kids and the families, and you have the old guys just like saying that I've been standing my whole life.
Always when there are visitors from abroad saying, oh, that's so fucking different to other grounds.
We have 7 minutes of silence before kickoff. No advertisement, no announcements. Just fans can get into the mood of the match.
A lot of clubs, you have great atmosphere, but the St. Pauli atmosphere, I would say, is very special. It's exciting every single time, and that makes it so special, definitely.
In coming down to Hamburg and learning about St. Pauli, what I've come to realise is that there are many components that make up the success of this club, but none more so than what stands behind me: the fans, the community, and their spirit. And that's what's led us to here today, match day, where we're going to join this 1,000-man and woman march to the Stadium Milan tour. They've told us that their atmosphere is like none other, and standing amongst this sea of brown, red and white, and of course skull and crossbones, you really get the sense that this is going to be unique. Many fans across the world watching this, the idea of having a club like St. Pauli may seem like an impossible dream. But if there's anything to take from my time here in Hamburg, it's that you can and you must strive to make your club represent you and the community as much as possible. Don't just sit there. Find fellow fans from your club with the same opinions, unite and make the club understand your significance. You can enact change. I mean, at the time of filming, St. Pauli were languishing near the bottom of the table in the 2nd division. Yet, at the home match we attended at the Milan tour, it was 90 minutes of singing, chanting, celebrating the club. And I know that regardless of the division, it would stay the same. This is the power of having a club of which you are really a part. And if you ask me, that, more than star signings, more than trophies, more than anything, is what a football team is there for. Well, that's it for my time here in Hamburg, but not the end of my journey into discovering German football culture. Next week I'm in Berlin, one of the coolest cities in the country with one of the most unique clubs possibly in the world. So make sure you subscribe to Copper 90 to see that and many of our other videos across the world discovering the world's game.